Hi, I'm Allison with FlickDirect, and I'm here with Jorge Ernesto Ruiz-Cano. That's a mouthful.
That was awesome.
Thank you,
My mom
thank
gets
you.
mad if I don't put the whole last name, that's it.
There you go, that's it.
Yeah.
So, and he is a character animator at Walt Disney Animation, and we're talking about Ralph Breaks the Internet. So tell me, what does it mean to be a character animator? Do you work on one particular character?
First of all, thank you so much, for the interest, guys. And the movie comes out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And it just means that we are, first of all, we're part of a very big tribe, a very big team, okay? It's a collaboration is the name of the game, okay? Respect for the people and delegation, it comes easy when everyone's smarter than you around in the studio, okay? Everyone's super talented. But the role in the animation is us giving the illusion of life. It's the performances, it's how they move, the mechanics to make it. We don't make real stuff. We make believable things. We stylize reality. That's what we make, right? And it used to be back in the day in the studio. Used to be character specific and things like that. But nowadays it's kind of based on production. Based on production / what's your affinity with what character? Why? Because if you gotta have an affinity or something with a certain character, you're obviously gonna do a better job. And if you do a better job, they probably will keep giving you that character, if it makes any sense.
It definitely makes sense. You said earlier that you can tell a character by how they stand. What does that mean exactly?
Well, character and characterization are two things, right? Characterization is what we do every day to present ourselves, and characters is the real thing, right? Character is it's what we see when people or characters are in tight circumstances, a situation, they show a real character. So long answer to your short question is that yes, a specification is how you make character. So no one will stand the same way as the other. You know what I'm saying? The way they walk will tell you what kind of person he is, Even what the art and the craft that we make is that you should be able to know what the character is kind of feeling, what kind of character it is, just by one frame. You know what I'm saying? So you can't waste any time on the audience. You got to be clear, okay? So yes, characterization, you need to be specific, okay? No one walks the same, no one stands the same.
I get that, I understand that. So what made you decide to become an animator? Where was your passion that brought you to, and I want to talk about the talent development and the summer programs, but what specifically was your passion for animation?
The things that for me, I grew up loving cinematography. I love movie making. I love telling stories. I love that. It was my thing since I was a kid. I had my own movie projection in my head, making and cutting my scenes as a weirdo. Nerd takes over the world. That's the fact.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I remember that I even as a kid, I always tell the story because it's really cool stories. That when you were in school and you were like, I want to be a firefighter or whatever. I want to be an astronaut. I would say I wanted to be a Disney animator. No, not like an animator. I wanted to be a Disney animator.
Specifically.
Like a fourth grade. And there's friends that call me or write me and they're like, brother, you remember that you said that, man. And to me, I think that's why it's worth mentioning. You know what I'm saying? Because circumstances, discipline, a lot of mentors, family and friends, because family is not necessarily blood, right? So it was a lot of people supporting me. You're the average of the 5 people you hang out with, and I was really fortunate. And coming from Venezuela with the opportunity, I value it, and every bite I could, even if I was barely chewing, I did it. So inspiration, I always wanted to be an animator. Long answer for you.
All right, now quickly tell me about the summer program and specifically you went through the team talent development program because it sounds fantastic. What was that like?
It's great because the talent development program in Disney, first of all, we have different programs, just to kind of outreach and to we need that new freshness. We need people to come and help us. The new, we always want to be super inclusive of the originality, and that's how you find it, the new, So, and also to give back, the outreach, So, for example, the talent development program, especially, I'm speaking here for a while and I still don't know how to speak English. The talent development special is a program that quickly I'll go over because it's really interesting. It's a program that Walt himself created back in the day. Back in the day on the golden age of animation, and his artists, the Nine Old Men, and all those magicians, that used to create what we know today as an animation. They were getting older, so they realized that they need to pass the torch, and that's why they created the talent development program. They grab a couple of people, and they put them under their wing, they grab their hand, you crash and burn many times, but you stand up
That's how
again.
you learn.
Yes, and they just see something and they bring you in to kind of pass the knowledge. And I was very, very fortunate enough that I was one of those guys, a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, and now here you are today. So let's go up, talk a little bit about Ralph Breaks the Internet. Every Disney movie has some kind of message it wants to send. What is the message of Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Well, I don't believe that. I mean, the message is what you make out of it. I mean, because we say that there's if you think about it, there's a world, there's a character, there's circumstances that when you come out of it, you have a conversation. And that is what's going on, right? And I think the conversation here is about friendship, right? Okay. Because friendship changes, okay? Yeah. Everyone changes, and real friendships will change, right? And this is really cool to see these two guys, Ralph and Vanellope, going through like a big city to the internet, we all been there. And, of course we see them through their eyes, and it's very different. Like Ralph, it's like unknown, it's bad. Like I want this. A lot of people have fear for them.
Absolutely.
And Vanellope is the opposite. It's like embracing, super intuitive, and possibilities, and she's really excited about it. So you can see both of them diverging and growing, and how real friendships evolve. So. Does that make any sense what I said?
It absolutely makes sense. Can we talk about the scene with the princesses? Because I thought it was brilliant. Tell me about working on that scene. Did you work on that scene, and what was the development process like? How did that start?
Sorry, yeah. Well, it was really cool to see how it came about, because we never forced any characters. We never go like, we have to have this, we have to have that. It's more like we write the characters, we write the world, the story comes, and everything talks to each other, story, world, characters, and based on that, it's naturally and organically comes out. And when we visited Oh My Disney, obviously the princes are there, and the thing is that it came out really organic. We wrote it and all that stuff, and once we put it on the screen, it just worked. Yeah. It just worked, and the fact that we are jumping to CG with a lot of these characters that we know them in a traditional hand-drawn way, it was a challenge and amazing to see them in Ralph's world, So, anyways, I think I don't want to say more of the scene. I think a lot of people haven't seen it, but I think it's really cool.
But it's awesome. Yeah. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
So, all right, we cannot wait for this. Absolutely, November 21st. Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Much appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh.
Mwah. And go see it, okay?
Absolutely.